Last is this end cap. Has to go back in. This one still has the felt in it, or whatever that material is that's in there. And I got to be honest with you, I didn't bother putting the other one, cutting another felt for that side. I'm just going to see what happens. I mean, I honestly don't know what that is in there. I know I dug one out on the other one thinking that it was just hardened grease, only to find out that it wasn't. It's some sort of a fibrous material. That's about all I can tell you. It's a little trickier to find. Alright. Yeah, it could sound better, that's for sure. But I haven't pumped any grease into this shaft yet, and had it force out through those holes yet, so it's only going to get better. Let's put it this way, it's better than it was, which was completely locked up and unusable. Alright, let's see. So we've got these end caps. Once this shaft is completely filled with grease, then the idea is you just you put grease into these caps, and as you tighten the caps on, that actually presses the grease where it needs to go. And I guess once the cap bottoms out, I guess that's how you know it's time to take them off and put more grease in, I guess. I'm not quite sure. This is old school. Now I'm just double checking to make sure that this hole does not go all the way through, which I think I already determined that. So on this side, this hole only goes in that far, about 3 inches. So this side here is only responsible for lubricating this support with the sleeve roller bearing in it. This side is more involved. This side goes in quite a bit further because it's responsible for lubricating this and lubricating this. And that's stationary right now, but depending on which way the collar is shifted, I think that one can also freewheel. This is a lot easier to do when it's on the machine. There we go. Yeah, see? So this freewheels on the shaft when it's unlocked like that. So this side, not going to take much grease. That side's going to take a lot more. Now I guess I could drill this out, tap it, and put a Zerk fitting in there. But I want to keep this kind of original, just in case the next owner wanted the lathe to be more original than functional. Well, that would make life a lot easier. The other thing I could do is I could take a grease gun and maybe hold the nozzle over this and pump it. That might take a little bit of doing. See if I've got a grease gun handy. Alright, so I've got my grease gun, but holding this on here and doing this is going to be, I'm going to need more hands than that. So I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to remount this back in the countershaft support on the lathe, and then that way it won't move when I'm holding this up against it. Alright, this is the side that's the shorter side and only goes in about 3 inches, so this would be the easier one of the two to fill. So I'm just going to hold this on the end. Alright, get the other end. A little tricky to hold this on there. Hard to tell if that's full yet. Oh, for crying out loud. Jesus, this grease gun is dripping all over my cement cellar floor. Well, now that I got my floor cleaned up, get back to this. So now I've packed this cap almost full with grease, and I'm gonna screw it on. I'm listening. I can hear the little pops of air through the grease. And there we go. I could just see grease starting to squeeze out on that assembly. Pretty sure. Let's get a finger in there, see if I can get some. Yeah, that looks right. Looks about right. A little bit of excess I wiped off there, just because I don't want that to be dripping down onto the belts or anything. Now I've loaded the cap to this side. And just repeat the process. A little harder to hear right now because the washing machine on the second floor is in a drain cycle, and the PVC drain is right above my head behind me. Alright, that one, I don't really see anything squeezing out yet, so I'm going to load, and it bottomed out. I'm going to load that cup one more time. Almost appears that as I walked away, grease actually came out of that shaft. So maybe it is in there. Can hear that noise, but it's funny, I don't see it squeezing out anywhere yet on that sleeve bearing. Forgot it's Monday night. My wife just alerted me to the fact that Jack Bauer is at it again. Alright, I think I've got plenty of grease in there now. I could see some grease starting to squeeze out in between the support here. And so it's definitely getting into that sleeve roller bearing in there. So now I've got to get a wrench and lock these down. Do I still have a wrench here that size? Yeah, I think so. Good. And then just make sure these are tight. Main drive belt. Alright, let's get some power. Alright. Sounds good. And I want to just check the ability to shift it. There we go. I'll tell you, this outer pulley's wobbling a lot. I didn't notice that before. Oh, what if I bent the spokes or spoke on this outer pulley? Well, that don't beat all. A little bent. I'm going to deal with that pulley right now. Alright, so for all intents and purposes, this is now repaired again, so I can go back to the project at hand, the bushing for the multi-hoe. So at this point I'm going to conclude this video, this Atlas video, and you guys want to see me finish this bushing, you can pick it up on the multi-hoe video.